Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today we're going to be installing the Roll and Lock M Series tonneau cover on this 2013 F-150 with a 5.5 foot bed. Our first step is to take the canister and set it right up on top of the bulkhead, or right up on top of the rails up against the bulkhead. But we're not going to fasten it at this point. Next up, we're going to open up the canister and lean it up against the cab. Now, to protect the cab, we're going to take a couple of rags so we don't scratch it. Next, we're going to turn the latch. Now we're ready to put the rails in place. We're going to set the rail on top of the bed cap. We're going to slide the rail into the canister. We're going to slide this part of the canister right in between these two portions of the extrusion. Next, we're going to loosely install the clamps to make sure it doesn't fall off. We have an Allen bolt, a lock washer. The clamp simply goes up underneath, the bolt goes through and threads into the receiver attached to the rail. We're going to loosely install the other two clamps, and then we'll also repeat the same steps on the passenger side. Next, we're going to take our small 3/8 truss head screw and the cargo nut. We're going to put the cargo nut back behind the hole in the rail next to the canister, and then we're going to fasten the canister to the rail with the truss head screw going through the cargo nut. Next, we're going to install the tailgate extrusion. Now, this truck has a factory step gate option. So the extrusion that comes with it, standard, is what we would use. If it did not have the factory step gate, we'd actually take this extrusion apart, and where the cutout is, we would actually install this piece into the extrusion so we have a full extrusion all the way across. So we take this extrusion, we set it on top of the tailgate. We're going to take a tape measure, measure across and center this extrusion on the tailgate. Now that we have the extrusion set in place, we're just going to give a nice love tap here. We're going to use the provided self-tapping screws. We're going to put them right through the provided holes, 2 on each side. Next, we need to gently close the tailgate, making sure we don't strike this side rails. Next, we'll move to the front. We'll lift up slightly on the canister and draw it all the way back into the extrusion. Now we can go ahead and tighten the clamps. Now, there is a specific tightening order. We first want to tighten the rear clamp, then the front clamp, and then the center clamp. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove this wing nut so the strap can release. We're going to close the canister and pull out the cover a little bit. We're going to turn this to the closed position. Next, we're going to pull the cover all the way back to the tailgate. Make sure it latches in position. Next, we're going to install the canister cover onto the canister itself. What we're going to do is we're going to peel the protective film off. Next, we're going to take our 4 larger truss head screws and insert them into the rubber washers. And we're going to take those truss head screws with rubber washers, raise the cover up to the aluminum blocks. Now we're just tightening them down. Now, we have already removed the plugs from the bed of the truck, so there's a nice oval hole right behind this point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little X mark in the bed rug. I'm going to install the drain tube. Next, we're going to draw out the cover a little bit, and we're going to adjust the pins, make sure everything catches properly. As long as it can close, and latch in place, and open up freely, then you're well adjusted. Now we're just going to close the cover and check all the operation, make sure everything works properly, and that concludes the installation of the rolling lock.